Yeah, good that you're watching to the video on demand of the weekly Monday stream that we do on the React channel, of course, here every week. And we're gonna go over some of the latest gaming news stories that we, of course, discussed in the Sunday video already. And there will be a Skull and Bones Year 2 reveal. I don't care about Skull and Bones, but I do think it's interesting because they are adding sword fighting probably. So if there's like a 10-minute or so video, I'm gonna watch that live with you as well. While we're kind of waiting for the chat to come in. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Hey Kenny, good to see you. Good to see you. Why is the Twitch having some issues? Pop. And of course, we'll be posting the videos, like the separate topics, later on this channel as well. We'll be posting a bit more on this channel because, of course, with the Shadows craziness regarding the launch, we had to focus on that. But now we have a bit more breathing room to react to the gaming news, which I've kind of missed overall. Hey, Melissa, good to see you as well. Thanks, everyone, for joining. So yeah, I want to talk about the Summer Game Fest that has been announced, which is pretty exciting. We're going to look at some potential reveals that we can expect. And also, once again, returning to the Summer of Death. Basically, there are too many games coming out. And I think it's going to be a problem, and it's only going to get worse. So I think it's like fun to do an update for now, right? To kind of see what's up with that. Hey, 53 Nights, good to see you as well. Reddit Venom, Iron Mind. Hello, hello. How has everyone been doing? It's like pretty nice here. It's been 20 plus degrees this weekend. So, yeah, the summer is kind of coming early here. Usually it's not this warm in April. I do have like a fun festival this weekend, so I hope we have a full sunny day there too. Team S, hello, hello. Do you think we will get the Shadows DLC before New Game Plus? Yes, Kenny, I think so. A good problem to have for sure, yeah. About to go for a run. That's insane. I usually try to go for a run. Is it like morning for you now, Melissa? I usually go for a run like in the morning to avoid stuff like that, because running while it's hot is like one of the worst things. While there is this sweet spot between still having sun and being like 13 degrees max, and you have like a wind, that's great. Not like, yeah, you have to have the middle point for everything. So not too warm, not too cold, bit of a wind, but not too much of a wind. Hey, it's Avaris, good to see you as well. In the States, yeah. That's crazy. Phoenix, hello, hello. 11 a.m. on the East Coast, yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's already 5 p.m. here. I already had the full day. But it's nice that we finally had daylight savings. So we're kind of closer again. Otherwise, we had like a 10-hour difference or something. It was kind of crazy. Although I heard daylight saving might be a thing of the past for you guys, which gotta be interesting. But I think they have said that multiple times, but I don't think it ever happened. So let's see. Time to drink on a Monday, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've not been like, I rarely like drink like alcohol during the week. I now tend to do it more when, so first there would be like maybe a friend coming over, or maybe I would go to a bar or what, or yeah, like throughout the week I would maybe like meet up with some people and always get some alcohol, but I kind of moved away from that. Also, sometimes I would like fly, and then I'm like, okay, there's like an 8-hour flight. Let's see what's on the menu and let's get some alcohol. But I stopped with that this year. I'm only drinking during a birthday party or something like that. But what I do notice is that I then feel like, oh, I deserve this, and then I might drink more than I shoot. So it's the balance. But 11 a.m. Maybe no, no. When was the last time? Maybe when it's like when you're like on a holiday. On a holiday, all rules are off. Drinking every day is like, because everything feels like the weekend. So that's different. Senpai, good to see you as well. Hello, everyone. Eats a meme bill at this point, yeah. Codex Seeker. I need that Shadows DLC here soon. It's always like funny when this game is huge and a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's another huge map and 100 hours, blah blah. And now we're a month removed, right, or a little less. And everyone is like, I want more New Game Plus DLC. But I know that that's like just the most hardcore of people. Like I'm myself included. I'm waiting for new stuff too. I've finished everything as well, but I'm kind of like happy to be playing some other games now finally too, because my whole life has been Shadows for the last month. In your early 20s, I mean, still, you mean like holiday and then drinking every day, I would still do that. Although people thought that I was younger than Luke, so no, I'm in my 30s and I would still do that. Did you see the PS5 price hike? Sign of Nintendo next, Doc says. I don't think the PS5 price hike... We have to remember, like, the PS5 price hike that they announced today is only in Europe and Australia, I think it was. Like, a few regions, right? Not in the US. So I don't think it has to do with the tariffs. But it's just, like, everything is getting more expensive and Sony is probably running the numbers and they're like... We can get away with it. We might sell a little less, but the people that do buy it spend more, so that's fine with us. But it is wild that, because if you don't know, I think they raised the price of the PS5 Digital Edition by $50. So that's kind of crazy. It has never happened before during a console generation that the day one buyers got a cheaper console than people buying the console later on. That's why I already pre-ordered Switch 2. I'm like, it's not gonna go down in price, so I might as well get it now, even though I'm not like planning to play a lot on it yet. But I can already see it go up. So why not? Why not? Black Knight, good to see you as well. And GU, how's everyone doing there? Don't drink in game without a designated gamer behind you. Oh, I remember the 30k sub Horizon. I take a shot every time I die on Ultra Hard stream. I think I still did pretty well. I did like the final mission of the game that you can of course replay, and then on Ultra Hard, and then every time I would die, I take a shot. I think we still did very well, but that was, damn, that's 8 years ago now. That's crazy. Make the Pro more attractive. No, I don't think it's regarding that. I think it's just like, yeah, they probably ran the numbers and were like, we can do this. I think they are, because it is only the digital version that increased in price. So maybe they were looking at it and were like, okay, people are... We first thought that we had to entice people to buy the digital PS5 by making it cheaper. But... they're now seeing that people they don't mind going for the digital only version. Like they don't see because it has a huge disadvantage going for the digital only console. Because if you ever buy a physical game or get it from a friend, get it as a present, you cannot play it. You can only get your games from the PlayStation Store. So yeah, if the price doesn't go down there, you cannot get a game cheaper. And a disc drive obviously is even more, is like quite expensive. And I'm not sure if they still are hard to get, probably not, but they are still very expensive. So the barrier to go for physical games, if you have the digital only console, is really high. But people, when they walk into the store, see, hey, this is a cheaper version. I'm just going to go all digital. That's fine with me. And maybe Sony was like, we have to entice people to go that route. But they were seeing, oh, everyone only buys the digital, so they're getting into the console generation for a way cheaper price. Let's just make it more expensive. We can probably get away with it, and we will see if it's gonna hurt them. And with GTA 6, of course, coming out, I don't think people will... I mean, the tariffs, of course, are going to be very interesting in regards to PS5s. I think with the pass, they're gonna maybe move from Europe to the US, like a lot of these consoles, to get... Like, they need to have them ready for the GTA 6 launch, because... a lot of people are gonna buy a console then. Any news on ACJ? No, it's interesting. I hope we get it soon, because that game, I played it at Gamescom 2013, and it was pretty much done. Felt like it was a really, really good demo. So, I don't know, the mobile game, of course. And after Shadows, I'm more hyped for it, because I first thought, okay, it's gonna be like Shadows, like another RPG, but it's basically Odyssey 2, and Shadows, of course, quite different compared to Odyssey. Yappy says, do you think we will ever get the Spider-Man 2 DLC? No, they already announced that. But I think the question more is, like, do we get the Venom game that was leaked? Right? So, I think they might have changed that too. But, yeah. It's... We will see, but we're gonna touch on that actually in a moment here when we go over the first topic. Meanwhile, GTA is gonna get delayed, probably. I do think they will delay it. That's Stranding 2 updates. Are you gonna do any content on it? Obi for Footy. To be fair, you gotta pick and choose these days. What game you're gonna play, what game you're gonna cover. It depends. It's at the end of June. We will probably have a lot of other videos to make around that time with Summer Game Fest and stuff. Never say never, but I'm personally just not looking forward to it. I really did not like the first game. I kind of had to force myself through it to make the review and stuff. So I'm happy for everyone who is like into it. But yeah, if I it's very low on my list. Maybe again, we get a code very early. I boot it up because I hear very good stuff from other people that are playing it. I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. And I'm like, whoa, this is actually really good. That can happen, but I would not count on it. Hey, Samaya, good to see you. Any news on the next Far Cry? Yeah, I mean, the latest update is, as always, that it is... Yeah, it was planned for this year, but they pushed it to next year. Of course, another thing to realize is that with Shadows, they cut out the season pass. And they of course gave the first DLC away for free with the pre-orders. I would not be surprised if they do something similar with Far Cry. I think the Far Cry DLCs have been really bad in terms of, the villains are back, but it's a roguelite DLC and it's basically the same, but another skin on it. That was not good. But if they're still going to do that approach, then giving that first DLC away won't really matter for them, but it will be a cool, look at this. I'm curious. I think the next Far Cry is going to be very important because the series is huge, but 6 didn't really move a lot of people. I still enjoyed it a lot, but they have to, they really have to, they have to make that Mirage to Shadow step also in terms of fidelity and next-gen feel. They really have to inject some new, exciting things to that franchise to make it exciting to play again. And they're taking the extra time, which I think is good. And of course, they now have the extra money from Tencent as well to invest in that. So that's, I think, can only be positive. They are moving that franchise next to Rainbow Six and Assassin's Creed to this sort of, this entity inside Ubisoft. So it's going to be part of the big 3 things Ubisoft is going to focus on. So they're at least going to try and make it work, and I'm hopeful. And I think next year, end of next year, or early 2027, totally fine. Like, take your time. There would also be just enough time between the games, and hopefully not with... I mean, we're getting probably Battlefield and Call of Duty this year. You don't want to launch like a Far Cry around that. So maybe good to push it to next year. Where's Crimson Desert? It's late 2025. It's gonna be a while. We need the roadmap. I'm surprised they haven't said anything. Yeah, me too. Yor has not played Indiana Jones. Why hasn't he deleted his channel? Indiana Jones, it's not out for the PS5 yet, so can't play it now. I don't know. I hear so many good things about it. Maybe I should play it. But there are some other games that kind of ask for my time now that I want to touch on first. Doc Hamster saying, I like Horizon, but the online game doesn't appeal to me at the moment. Who will it appeal to? I think right now we just have to wait. Let Guerrilla Games cook. They have not let me down yet. Look at the games that they put out, which is Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. Let's forget about all the other stuff they did, which totally did hurt the Horizon franchise in terms of excitement and why are you making or just let it rest for a bit. But this is the core team working on this online game, so they've not let me down yet. So I'm gonna stay optimistic. We will see, Doc. Let's wait till the end of May, and that's probably when we get the State of Play, and that's when I think we'll see the game, or PlayStation Showcase. So let's do one more question, and then we go into the first topic, which will be about Summer Game Fest, which is very exciting. So, what would you do to update or change Far Cry? For me, I'm always of the mind that I just want... I like games where it's like, you did not know that you wanted this, but we added this, and wow, it works. Same for if you... I could never predict that I wanted a game set in the future with robot dinosaurs, right? But then Horizon came out, and I'm like, wow, this is all I ever wanted, but I did not know that. So I want for Far Cry to have some surprising elements too. Obviously, they're talking about movement improvements, which is fine. That's great. I want for something that I do want and that we know will be in the game, obviously a compelling villain, but I want to really feel that sort of tension again, that I'm kind of scared, that I'm like, okay, are we gonna win? And does he have something else up his sleeve? I do think that the Joseph seed and how it all worked in Far Cry was pretty unpredictable, and of course with the different people that he recruited and his family members, of course, into his cult. That cult element really made it unpredictable, because you're like, okay, how is this going to work? Obviously, they could have improved upon that and added some extra layers to it. But still, I thought that was a pretty cool thing. The first time you go into this region with the Bliss, right? And then you're drugged and suddenly she appears in front of you. You're like, what the heck is going on? Moments like that I really liked. So I hope that they have these surprises again in the open world too. And I overall hope that they make the open world more interesting than what we saw previously. But that's, I think, a Ubisoft core issue overall, that they're still very point of interest focused. There you have the map and they put pins on it. That's something cool there. But you want in between those pins, you want in between those points, something cool to happen too. That is maybe scripted, but maybe not. And I think that would really elevate Far Cry overall. But make it a bit more dangerous. I want a bit more of a... That's what Far Cry 3 was, right? What the heck, I'm on this island. I'm just this boy, this guy who was yesterday I was still partying with my friends, and now I have to survive. I don't know anything. I can't even fire a gun, and then you evolve into this mass murderer. And I think that was really cool. So I hope they kind of go for that again, where we know family members are being kidnapped. So are you not a killer before, and now you're you are pushed to fight back, and I think that's awesome. And I liked some of the weaponry they added with New Dawn and Far Cry 6. So I hope they get crazy again with the disc launcher, but they have cool different weapons like that next to the regular SMG and spec shotgun and stuff. So we will see. But it should at least be a graphical improvement. It should be at least be very impressive because it's running on the engine that made Avatar and Outlaws. And you can say what you want about those games, but they are insanely pretty. So, okay, let's look at the first thing. Of course, if you're new to these streams, thanks for joining. If you're a regular, appreciate you, of course, as well. Last time we've not been really doing these topics, but that was mostly because I just did not really have time to prepare them, because we're working on many other videos. Now, we finally have some more time. I can breathe again. Shadows, we still have some fun things planned, obviously, and we will keep covering the game. But I can now also finally, with a clear mind, react to the gaming news. So that's what we're going to do again here. And the first topic is regarding Summer Game Fest. So, let's do that. And of course, if you have input, let me know in the chat. I will go through the things that I've prepared. After that, look at the chat, maybe insert those things into the video, or we can kind of discuss it later. But yeah, let's go. Oh no, we're getting attacked by the light already, as you can see. Oh no. Oh. Still don't have the curtains. But yeah, we have some time. We have some time. I think it's like a half an hour, and then I will be attacked by the lasers. Okay, let's do it. Summer Game Fest is approaching. The first shows have been announced. Let's go over what we can expect, because I'm expecting some pretty fun shows. Going over to Twitter here, we have the kickoff show for Summer Game Fest on June 6th, as you can see right here. So this is, of course, the Jeff Keighley show. I think it's always interesting to look at what they announced previously. So here we go to Polygon. We see Lego Horizon. Yeah. This was the first time we saw that game. Sony did like a state of play before it, but they kept that announcement for the Summer Game Fest, because they, of course, were launching on Switch as well. Maybe the Horizon Online game, we know it's coming. Maybe it will be at the Summer Game Fest show, or at the PlayStation Showcase state of play before that. I think they're gonna show it there, but we will have to wait and see. Either way, this was like one of the big reveals. Quidditch champions. It's kind of crazy, by the way, looking at these. These were the big reveals. This game did not sell very well. This game did not sell very well. But hey, we saw it for the first time. Back then, it was like, okay. Civilization 7, of course, kind of came and went as well. I know it launched in a kind of a weird state, but hey, that was also kind of big to see that for the first time. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Never heard of that game. Now, of course, this game, people loved it. And yeah, that was also a release date announcement. So we can totally expect upcoming 2025 games that we still don't really know when they're going to launch to have a release date announcement here. Let's see what else. Monster Hunter Wilds at the second trailer. Metaphor ReFantasia, of course. Yeah, one of the Game of the Year candidates for last year. Oh yeah, they had the Blumhouse games. Horror titles were announced. Alan Wake 2 had the DLC that was kind of shadow dropped. Will be out this weekend. Phantom Blade Zero. I actually went to Summer Game Fest and I got to play this demo that they showed here. This is really one of my most anticipated games. Like, this game is gonna be insane. Really like Black Myth Wukong level, in terms of like what they are probably going to pull off here as a Chinese developer. They got a huge investment as well, and I'm not sure, like, they have shown a lot already. Again, it was playable last year, but yeah, it still seems far away. Like, they really made this vertical slice and were kind of like, let's peace out, and they have been at other shows too, but I can see them skip it maybe. But although, yeah, we will see. We will see. I would love to see more. On the other hand, I'm also like, just give it to me. But it should be out next year or maybe 2027. Slitherhead was revealed. Dune Awakening, of course, coming out very soon. We got like a cinematic for that. So this kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at here for Summer Game Fest. Valorant coming to console, Hyper Light Breaker, Delta Force, Neva, Black Myth Wukong, of course, would launch it 2 months later. So I would argue this was kind of a light year for Summer Game Fest. But we had some big things before, like Prince of Persia was revealed here. Mortal Kombat 1 got the gameplay debut. Path of Exile was revealed here once. So they totally... Oh yeah, the Dead by Nicolas Cage coming on stage. So they totally had bigger years, but it kind of depends on the year as well. Because Summer Game Fest is really... Okay, these games are coming out in the next few months or early next year. Here are updates on them. And of course, 2025 is like way bigger than last year. So there are way more potential titles that could show up. I'm going to look at some potential titles also that have not been revealed yet in a moment. Lies of P, of course, the DLC is coming in the summer. Maybe they will show more. So yeah, let's see what else. Alan Wake got the world premiere gameplay trailer. Space Marine 2 as well. So yeah, totally some big things here. Oh yeah, this was awesome. Of course, they had the gameplay reveal for Spider-Man 2 at Summer Game Fest, or at the State of Play before, and it did not have a release date. And now here, Brian Intihar, of course, creative director, walked on stage to announce the October date. So, could totally be that during this show, they're like, yo, you guys showed gameplay for Ghost of Yotei, when can we play it? And then someone from Sucker Punch comes on stage here to kind of announce that, which would be exciting. Pal World, it's so interesting to go back in time and see these games, and now having, yeah, they're almost all out, which is kind of cool. So yeah, again, don't mostly expect updates on games that were already announced. Yeah, Callisto Protocol was of course big ones, but of course overall the biggest thing they had at Summer Game Fest ever was of course the Elden Ring gameplay. Tiny Tina was announced there once. But yeah, of course, the Elden Ring sort of gameplay reveal, that was huge. That Jeff Keighley got that. But yeah, I'm expecting some pretty fun things. But overall, let's not expect the world. But some small reveals and some updates on big upcoming games. I think it will be a fun watch. We will, of course, be live reacting to that as well. But bigger is probably going to be this Xbox. Let's see. We do need the proper Xbox Showcase 2025. There we go. But yeah, of course, a bigger thing will be the Xbox Game Showcase, followed by the Outer Worlds 2 Direct on June 8th. So this would be 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. UK time. Annual Xbox show, bringing you a look at upcoming titles from across our first-party studios, in addition to incredible new titles from third-party partners across the globe. And then after that, they will do the Outer Worlds 2 Direct. If we go back in time, we see that they, of course, had the Starfield Direct at one point. They also had an Xbox, like a Call of Duty thing before. So they're now picking Outer Worlds 2 to put the spotlight on that, which is a way smaller title than Starfield and Call of Duty. But I do think that means that if you still wanted Gears of War E-Day or something like that, Fable, of course, got delayed already. Yeah, Gears of War is probably coming in 2026 too. Let's look at what we had last year to kind of get an idea, because it was a pretty big show. Doom the Dark Ages, of course, was revealed, which was huge. State of Decay 3 got an update. Dragon Age the Veilguard. Yeah, Starfield Shattered Space. I totally think they will have a second DLC for Starfield and then announce a PlayStation 5 release as well. I mean, we saw that at the Xbox Developer Direct. Microsoft is not afraid to put a PS5 logo on their game reveals again. So I'm expecting to see a lot of PlayStation 5 things at the Xbox Showcase. Maybe not like specific PS5 ports for games, but if they announce one of the games that has been rumored, a Gears of War collection of the first 3 games, I do think they will put PS5 on there too, because that's, of course, pretty big. Fallout 76, Expedition 33, of course, coming out soon. South of Midnight already released. Obviously, they will have some Blizzard things. Metal Gear Solid, of course, coming out soon as well. Sea of Thieves, obviously, will get an update too. I really can't wait to see more from this game. Of course, the big news that we had is, of course, like, actually, Eidos, like, was helping them or was Idols on Fable? It's one of the Square Enix studios. Crystal Dynamics is actually working on this, I think, and Eidos is working on Fable. But yeah, we now have actually the director on Wolverine that is now working on Perfect Dark. So on one end, because we heard that like last year, on one end it's like, okay, are they switching directors now while this game has been... This was revealed in 2020 when they announced the Xbox Series. So that's a long time ago. But this gameplay looked awesome. Of course, it was very, very scripted. We will have to wait and see how it all shakes out. But this has been one of the games that I can't wait to see more of. And I do think with the amount of titles that Xbox has, I would not be surprised if they don't show everything. But I would be very let down if we don't see Perfect Dark and we need to get that 2026 date. Because again, this has been in the works for a long time. Diablo 4, we know there won't be a new DLC this year, but we can totally see it. Obviously, I say obviously, again, Fable could also be one of those titles that just doesn't show up because they, of course, already gave us the new gameplay. But still, I hope we get that. Like, Fable and Perfect Dark are my most anticipated games from Xbox, and high chance they will both come to PlayStation, obviously, as well, with how things have been shaking out. But yeah, Indiana Jones, of course, coming to PlayStation already, very, very soon. Wuchang Fallen Feathers, like, we will get titles like this, like, that are totally very surprising, and I really like the look of this game. It looks, of course, kind of like another Souls-like, but your character has very cool abilities. So, yeah, should be out this year. Probably in the Summer of Death. Oh, no. Oh, no! By the way, we'll do another video about all the new games announced for the Summer of Death in a moment. Or it might already be up by the time you watch this. But, yeah, this looks kind of cool, too. So, I'm expecting some fun reveals. Adamfall, of course, was revealed here, too. And, yeah, that turned out great. Shadows was here. Maybe, like, that is overall also my thing. Is Ubisoft going to be at Summer Game Fest? Because they don't have a lot. Far Cry seemingly got delayed. Ghost Recon is not coming out till later either, seems. So they probably only have the Black Flag remake. Like the one that is heavily rumored, of course, for the end of this year. Because let's look at some more potential things we can see. Yeah, this should be out like 2025. Are they going to... I don't think... My prediction is I don't think they're going to do a Ubisoft Forward stream this year. So then they want to announce this. If they want to announce it in the summer already, maybe they will hold it till Gamescom. Because a remake, it feels like you don't have to announce that far in advance. Still though, a big splash would be to announce that at the Xbox show or the PlayStation show before it. I did not talk about it yet. Sony has not officially announced their PlayStation showcase yet. But they have every year now been at the end of May or early June. So I'm expecting that again. But yeah, I expect Black Flag Remake to show up probably in the summer. But I could see them push it to Gamescom as well. But yeah, I'm not expecting a Ubisoft Forward overall. Other big games that we could see. So we had the rumored titles for the Xbox showcase from a pretty reputable leaker. The Gears of War collection I already touched on. Hollow Knight Silksong. I mean, it was in the Switch 2 presentation. It should really be coming out this year. Ninja Gaiden 4, of course. Xbox is publishing that. And another big reveal would be a Persona 4 remake. Again, I hope there's more. But overall, my take on the Xbox showcase, there might be some big third-party reveals. But I think in terms of what Microsoft has, they will just give updates on games they already announced and won't really reveal much more. Would be cool to see Blade, though. Like, we need to have some sort of cool, whoa, Blade got announced, oh, this is what the game looks like. So, let's hope we see Blade. But there are some other titles that we know are in the works for a long time now. Speaking of Crystal Dynamics, next to working on The Initiative with, or working on Perfect Dark with The Initiative, they're also doing a Tomb Raider game. We heard this for a long time, that it's supposed to be revealed soon. So, feels like Summer Game Fest is the perfect time. I think it's gonna launch 2026 probably. Because if you think about it, the last game Crystal Dynamics did was Avengers in 2020. So, they've been working on something for quite some time. But seems to be a bigger game, a more open world Tomb Raider. I think it's gonna be very, very interesting. Resident Evil 9, of course, another big game that we know is coming. Capcom was really focused, of course, on Monster Hunter. That's now out for this financial year. So from April till March 2026. They have nothing announced yet, for as far as I know. Apart from DLC for Street Fighter, and that's probably kind of it. So I think their big game for this financial year is Resident Evil 9. I totally think we will see it. Maybe at the PlayStation show. All these games get announced at the PlayStation show. But yeah, that should be fun. New Metro game. We know they've been working on it, of course. But yeah, this is a developer from Ukraine. So obviously they got their hands full with way more important stuff. But yeah, they are working on it. They actually, because of their situation in Ukraine, changed kind of the game to make it more darker. So that is possible with these Metro games. But yeah, I hope we see it. That would be kind of cool. But they've been working on it for a really long time. Of course, the sequel to Exodus. We know there's a Black Myth Wukong DLC coming. I can see them launch it 1 year after. Like, that would be, like, I think for DLCs, overall, having it 1 year after launch is perfect. We will have to wait and see. But we know they cut some things from the main game. Maybe they are adding that. To be honest, though, launching that in the Summer of Death, I don't want that. Like, we have our hands full. But, yeah, we will see. But I could totally see them again. They have been at the Summer Game Fest shows. Yo, it's here and it's coming out next month. They could do that. That's like a July thing or like an August thing. And then, but we will see. We at least know it's coming. We just don't know what it includes, etc., etc. But yeah, they are pretty fast. So I can see that happen. Of course, we have Battlefield as well. This is the gameplay that we got. But obviously, there's way more leaked footage out there too. Because they've been testing the game with a pretty substantial group of people. That you could, of course, like, via Battlefield Labs. Check it out. This game should be out at the end of this year, but it also depends on GTA 6. Because if GTA 6 launches, EA is ready to move it, and they should. Like, this game, they need to get this right. If they once again blow it for the Battlefield fans, I don't think there will be a lot of Battlefield fans left. But yeah, that's very important. But I can totally see them push it a bit more. And of course, the big one as well is the IO Interactive Hitman Studio. They, like, this trailer, I looked at it, it's 4 years ago. 2020, actually. So almost 5 years at the end of this year. They're doing a 007 game. Come on. I don't think it will launch this year, but they actually announced for Switch 2 too. And they usually release games really fast. Like, these Hitman games come out, like, really, really rapidly. They've been working on this for a long time, but would be cool to see it. And maybe it feels more like a Game Awards thing, but maybe if they want to have something of a teaser or anything, we could see it. I will, of course, do a more prediction-focused video when we get closer to the actual events. But, yeah, for PlayStation, the Venom game got leaked from Insomniac with, like, the hack they had. They, at one point, wanted to make a Miles Morales game based on Venom for the end of 2025. If that is still happening. They also wanted to do Spider-Man 2 DLC. That got cancelled. So who knows what's happening. While I'm getting attacked by the light again. So, a lot of interesting stuff. Let me know what you're looking forward to, of course, in the Summer Game Fest period. We'll, of course, cover everything here and on the main channel. So subscribe to not miss that. And I will speak to you soon. Goodbye. Oh, it got here faster. The light. Oh no. Let's do this. Ah! Oh my god. It's like, the crazy part is that this only happens while I'm streaming because it's like this time of day. But okay. I'm gonna upload the video now for Joyce. Whippity-pee-doo. Whippity-pee-dee. Let's see. Boop. Summer Game Fest. Venom 2025? Whoa, is it real? I mean, it was real. there were like actual presentations from Insomniac leaked where they talked about this game. Because the thing is, of course, and that's what seemingly is happening with God of War 2, if you go from Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man 3, there will be only one Spider-Man game on the PS5. Obviously, you had Miles Morales 2, but that also came to PS4. So, if they want to do another Spider-Man game, like Spider-Man 3 is planned for 2028. So, that's probably a launch game for PS6, maybe, or like a cross-gen game. So, similar to God of War Ragnarok, they won only one game from one of your biggest franchises on one platform. It's not ideal. But yeah, that's of course what happens with these games take way longer and longer. But one way to combat that is to make a smaller title like a Venom game. Miles Morales did super well. Like, that's a way for Sony to... Because our expectations for Venom will be way lower than for Spider-Man 3. So they can reuse a lot of things they already made. Of course, I mean, we can talk about it, but Venom was, of course, playable in Spider-Man 2. So they already have a kit for Venom. They can already work with that. We know about some setups they had in Spider-Man 2 that we could see in this Venom game. So I do think like a 2.5 in this case, like a 0.5 game, makes a lot of sense. And also for God of War. And they are seemingly doing that at the end of this year. So with them now having the God of War side story in Greece, the big rumor that we got, I think that is more likely to happen than the Venom game. Because it seems like all the plans they had changed. Also maybe because of the leak. And Insomniac still has Wolverine. So it's not like they are... I mean, they have already been the GOAT. Like with Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man 2, Wolverine. They are... If that was all they had for PS5, that would be great. But they are Insomniac. They got like a rhythm. So yeah, if you can have a Venom game, because there are just certain games that are system sellers, and they are harder to come by. We saw that with Xbox. They have, and this sounds crazy, but they have almost no system sellers. I mean, that's why their consoles are doing very poorly. They thought Starfield would be a system seller. I mean, it was a bit, but it was not as big as it was not Fallout 4 level or Elder Scrolls level. And they kind of needed that. Forza, of course, huge. Yeah, it did sell some systems. Halo Infinite was not as big as they needed. Sony also only has a few system sellers. They have Last of Us, or like basically Naughty Dog as an entity. They have Spider-Man. They have God of War. And Horizon is like a nice added to it. And Ghost and Horizon, I think, are kind of in the same category. Although I do think, and I hope, that some people that played Ghost also on PC are moving over to PS5 to experience Ghost of Yotei. Because that game was the best-selling game in May last year when it came out on PC. Like, the hype for that was insane. So maybe Ghost of Yotei will be a big system seller. I totally think Horizon is on a similar level. But if you can then only have one of those games per generation, you're looking at your optics and like, that's not very nice. That's not good. We need more. So that's why I think a Venom game still makes sense. I think a Venom game, we're launching that. They're also looking at the profit margins on those things. Spider-Man 3 or 2... We know the story cost $300 million. They had to sell $7.5 million for that game to break even. Venom game, if they can make it in 2 years, 2.5 years, and they will obviously sell less than Spider-Man 2, and they will sell it for a lower price, but maybe they will make more profit on the Venom game than Spider-Man 2. That's kind of wild, right? So why would you not do that? So we will see. I think it would be, and that's why my review also with Spider-Man 2 has. I always thought maybe I'm a bit too harsh on it. Maybe they probably will figure it out. But my critique was there are a lot of like threads in that game that have no ending in Spider-Man 2. they all have, like, they end on a cliffhanger. And I said in the review, okay, then we have to wait 5 years for them to be resolved. And when I said that, I was like, no, they probably will have either DLC or a new game, right? But no, we're now, Spider-Man 2, 2022, at the end of this year, it will be 3 years since those and that's not satisfying, right? That we still don't have an ending to a side quest we started in 2022. That should not be the plan. Phantom Blade Zero, where'd that go? I talked about it on Cut Chain, but maybe you joined later. But yeah, it's still coming, but they are taking their time. They're taking their time, and they obviously should. But I can see them, and I hope they maybe skip this year to get the game out sooner. Although 50-50, I can see them show up at Summer Game Fest again and be like, "Yo, we got a new trailer." They, of course, for the Chinese New Year, launched like a new boss fight, which looked kind of cool. I'm getting a PS5 Pro just for Yota and GTA 6. Nice, Radiant. Yeah, so that's the system seller for you. Of course, GTA 6 is gonna be the biggest system seller, but that's like a free ticket from Rockstar to Sony, to some regard Microsoft as well. Obviously, I'm curious what they're going to do to make the Xbox more appealing. I mean, they could. Their proposition is, we are the cheapest way to play GTA. It kind of sounds cool as well. Cheapest way to play GTA. Phil Spencer, you can use that. But, yeah, I do think people will buy a PS5 instead. But yeah, GTA is gonna... The only thing I can see Rockstar out of the sales of GTA 6 being a system seller is if they announce the PC version that is coming a few months later. They never did that before, though. But you never know. Xbox killed their own franchises. Yeah, I mean, where Sony has franchises per generation, Uncharted was more, PS3 generation. Ratchet & Clank, of course, kind of continued, but yet Jak and Daxter before that. Spyro, and as Infamous. Like, these studios moved on to a next IP. And, of course, for Microsoft, it was different because they had Bungie work on Halo. Bungie moved on, but then they made this studio focused on Halo. They had to take over the torch. And, we all kind of know how that went. Same for Gears of War, although they are still doing pretty well. And to be fair, I do think having them work on Gears of War is probably smarter than their own IP. Although, on the other hand, if Sucker Punch never moved to Ghost of Tsushima, like, Ghost of Tsushima is bigger than Infamous. If they would just stay on Infamous, you would have the same situation where, it would be safe, but not, like, very exciting. Maybe if the Coalition, who works on Gears of War, got the chance to make their own IP, it would be bigger than Gears of War. We will never know. Phantom Blade Zero looks amazing, yeah. I can't wait for it. It's one of my most anticipated games, next to Ghost of Yota and Crimson Desert. Xbox Game Pass looks great now after Switch 2 revealed 80 games. I mean, to be fair though, Game Pass is like $20 now. And then you don't own those games. And you are really... Like, in a month like this, April, with Expedition 33, South of Midnight, and a potential Oblivion remake, that's a sweet deal. But in June, do they have anything in June? Do they have anything in July? But yeah, you can, of course, then unsubscribe, but then you cannot access those games. But yeah. But to be fair, like, sure, Switch 2 games, $80. Maybe Microsoft raised the price again. We like, they need to... their games are getting more expensive too. And they've already raised the price, of course, significantly. Are there any AAA games, AA games confirmed to be dropping near GTA 6? Well, Ope Footy, we're going to talk about the Summer of Death in a moment, which kind of ties into that. And by the way, in 10 minutes, there will be a Skull and Bones Year 2 thing. So, let's do this topic first, and then react to the Skull and Bones thing. I think that's going to be kind of exciting. But, no, I don't think there are a lot of games launching near GTA 6, because we also don't really know when GTA 6 is, of course, launching. Like, we can predict it's going to be end of October or mid-November, but yeah, no games have been announced for that window, at least yet. Seems like they are all waiting for either a delay announcement or a GTA Yo, this is the release date announcement. But there are rumors that the next Call of Duty will be in early October to stay away from GTA 2, because I think early October is still safe, with Borderlands, of course, launching in September, end of September 23. So, yeah, so Sailor, I don't think Call of Duty will move from October. No, they won't, but they will launch early in October, which is very smart. It's something that Assassin's Creed Odyssey also did when Red Dead 2 came out. Of course, Assassin's Creed games usually launch at the end of October or November. But yeah, Odyssey came out early October, because then they are further away from Red Dead. Ba-ba-da-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee. Bo-bo-doo, ba-dee-bee. Ba-ba-da-dee-doo. Be-dee-bee. Ba-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. I have to sit all the way here. This is crazy. It's getting crazy. Woo! No. I'm safe. I'm safe. We're gonna chill out here. Only my... Feels like I'm like... There's like a sniper on my... A sniper with like a very interesting laser sight. Okay. We have a problem, because in the summer there are way too many games launching. That's why I call it the summer of death. And I kind of make fun of it, but it's a really big problem, I think. And we already did a video on it before, but now we got even more games that have revealed in like August till end of September date. And there are way more games still in the coming weeks, coming months, are going to be revealed and announced for that window. So I want to give you an update on the situation right now. Obviously, the reason is GTA 6. Like, they know if I launch before October, I'm safe, because GTA 6 is probably mid-October to mid-November somewhere. They don't want to launch before it, because then people will save their money and be like, yeah, I'm going to wait for GTA 6. They don't want to launch after that, because then everyone is talking about GTA 6. So it's an interesting time, but on the other hand, this also creates a summer where there are going to be some winners and many, many losers. And let's play the winner-loser game too. We're going to watch something. Is it going to be a winner this summer or a loser? It's going to be fun. So, of course, let me know in the comments what you think too. And yes, I'm as always getting attacked by the light, and I will probably fix that at some point. So, okay, we're here with Plompity Plomp, Mafia the Old Country. Launches August 8th, and this has not been announced, but there was this image. We got a screenshot right here. It's kind of small, but it's in Spanish. We can like kind of go here. Trust me, it says 8 de agosto. Oh my god, I butchered that. But it said August 8th. They removed it. They're going to do a PAX East panel on May 8th, where they will have a new gameplay trailer and probably officially announce the date. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty big game. And to be fair, though, I think August 8th for this is actually pretty good. So I'm looking forward to it. Of course, to give you the quick rundown, it's set in Sicily, 20th century. We play Enzo, who, during his youth is in the working in the mines of this Italian island, and wants a better life for himself. So he's like, let's work for this mafia family. That's probably gonna give me a better life, right? And we will go through that journey, and it's gonna be more linear, so similar to the older Mafia titles, not Mafia 3. And yeah, it looks really, really good. But my prediction has always been that I think it's gonna be a pretty short game, because Hangar 13, of course, they made the definitive edition. Before that, Mafia 3. They've not launched the game since, but they were working on a live service game that got cancelled at the end of 2022. So then they moved to this game. It has only been like not in development for a long time, so that's why I think they might cut it short in terms of length. I hope I'm wrong, but hey, I do think this could be a winner. If it's like a good game, August 8th is just before the craziness, as we will see in a moment. I think it's gonna be great. Another new contender Challenger has entered the ring. Marathon, of course, the next game from Bungie. Extraction shooter. A lot of riding on this because Bungie needs it. Destiny is not as big as it once was, and they are only launching less and less content for a already declining fan base. So they hope they can get a big new audience in the extraction genre, and they're gonna do that on September 23rd. And this already kind of shows you why this Summer of Death is crazy, because this is the same day as Borderlands. And obviously Borderlands 4 is gonna be pretty big. Let's see, we have a trailer for it right here. Like, obviously it's a different game. Like, this is gonna be a co-op only game. Or Marathon is more focused on PvP while also having PvE elements. But there are going to be people like Destiny fans that are going to play this game because it's also a looter shooter like Destiny. So maybe they would have tried Marathon because they're like, hey, I'm a Bungie fan. But now they might be like, yeah, okay, I'm going for a safer bet, Borderlands, because I know I will like that genre of game. So I don't know. I don't think that's a really smart release date for Marathon. But on the other hand, there's just not a lot of other room, because if you move to October, you're closer to GTA. If you move earlier in September, maybe you're not ready yet, because they like, the game has been in development for more than 4 years, but it still feels like a lot of features are not in place. Creators got to play it, but a ranked mode, some like voice chat, proximity chat, and stuff like that is not in the game yet. While they have been saying, yeah, we want to make this a social experience, it kind of feels like they still have a long way to go. I can see them maybe delay it, but maybe Sony was like, yeah, we paid $4 billion for you guys. We want something this year. We will have to wait and see, but obviously it's gonna do well, I think, initially. But yeah, it will get some air out of the room. And we also have this game, the new FBC Firebreak, another shooter, but this will be more co-op. So yeah, of course, from Remedy, set in the Control universe. This could be pretty cool. But also here, it's we've seen last year that if you make a game that people are not clamoring for, like they're not like, oh, I wish we had a game where we could play a student in Hogwarts. A lot of people said that. Hogwarts Legacy comes out, game is huge. I don't think anyone ever said, I wish we could play in the Control universe but a shooter. So I think this game, again, Remedy has a lot of fans and they release really, really great products. But I do think it's going to be hard for them to find an audience. They will be on PlayStation Plus Extra and Game Pass day one, so that's going to help them. But still, it's mostly a time thing. Will people have time for this game when there are millions of other titles coming out as well? So, wishing them the best. So, I would say Marathon in that window. Can I say like win or lose, or like I'm kind of in the middle? It really depends on the quality of the game. I think FBC is going to have a hard time. Little Nightmares 3, we also know it's coming in 2025. Probably in the summer too. Or maybe around Halloween, but then you would be around that GTA 6 window. And of course, we're looking at the fact that GTA is still coming out this year, right? If that's getting delayed, I do think you will see a lot of people delay their game out of the Summer of Death. So maybe that's for the best, but then in 2026, you will have a similar moment, right? Where everyone will be just before GTA. So I said, okay, so I'm going to go over all the games that were already announced. You already kind of see it in the tabs here, but that were already announced for the summer. But there are also games that have not been announced yet, but that have been heavily rumored. One is a Gears of War collection, and this should come out in August. Not only did he claim that it would be released in early to mid-August, so that's already a competition for Mafia right there. Of course, having Gears finally on PlayStation is gonna be huge, and having the 3 games, if you never played that, it's a pretty good value. So, yeah, it should be coming PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Could be big, without the multiplayer though, seemingly. So focused on the single-player component, but obviously you can probably still co-op your way through the campaign. Starfield, we know a second DLC is coming. Starfield had a September launch and then a September DLC. They wanted to do a yearly expansion. I think they're gonna do a second DLC as well in September, then probably launch it on PS5 as well. There's no room, but Bethesda will probably be like, people will show up for Starfield, right? I think it will be a loser. I think they can better like move to a January for this, kind of pick their own spot. Then we have at the end of August, Metal Gear Solid Delta. I think this will be fine. The remake looks very, very good, and there's of course people want something Metal Gear. It's been a long time, and yeah, if it's gonna hopefully, like, the only thing I can see them, like, if this would release in a quieter time, I think more people would maybe give it a shot. But I now only think the people that already maybe played the game or love the franchise and never played 3 will give this a shot. But maybe other people are like, yeah, there are too many other titles coming out. So I do think this could have done better in a quieter window. But yeah, it looks awesome, and it's totally on my list to play. End of August. A game that I do think will have a really hard time, though, is Hell Is Us. And the first time we saw the trailer at the State of Play, I think it looks kind of awesome. But the more I see of it, they're also asking, I think, full price for it. This is coming out September 3rd, by the way. The more I'm like, I don't know. So this is like more of a, like this, in particular this gameplay. It's like the combat, I don't know. It looks great, but you already kind of see that it won't have that impact that you kind of crave for, right? It has kind of the Stellar Blade vibe in terms of budget and stuff, but that game just did a lot of things very, very well, including the combat. Now, this game should also be focused on investigations. You don't have a lot of a UI, as you can see, but you will be talking to people and figuring things out in order to continue your journey. Like, this would have been a game that I think a lot of people are like, okay, this looks interesting. I want to give this a shot. But when you launch it in the middle of a very crowded period, I think people will, prefer to go for the sure bets, like a Borderlands or like a Metal Gear, right? And yeah, maybe if it got like amazing reviews, but still, something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. But let me know if you're looking forward to this, of course, in the comments. But are you looking forward to it $60 at launch level? Or, again, it's I think they should also maybe delay this to get a better spot. But yeah, at one point you gotta launch your game too. Then, maybe you forgot about this, but we're getting a Dying Light, the Beast standalone title in summer as well. This is gonna be end of August, early September too, probably. And I really like the first Dying Light. Less a fan of the second game. I did like the gameplay enhancements, but this looks amazing. I think this world looks very cool. Of course, having way more firepower from the start of the game, having the main character from Dying Light 1 back. I'm excited for this. So yeah, this is totally one of the games that I will be picking, but again, there's not a lot of time. A game that I know a lot of people are interested in, and I think this might hurt Hell Is Us even more. Like, what if, like, we know people love the first Lies of P, obviously, and this DLC looks like a 1.5 game. They obviously took their time developing it as well, and yeah, it's coming out in the summer as well. I think this will be a winner. This will probably be a winner. I can see this do very, very well. Dying Light will probably be a winner too, but it might not be as, like, I hope they have realistic expectations, because Dying Light 2 was very big, but that was also, again, people were craving for that game, and it also launched in a pretty quiet time. But yeah, Lies of P, of course, DLC, looks great. Frostpunk is also launching in the summer, console version. That's for a very specific audience. Might also do well. I'm not even getting like fun gameplay for this. But and there's also this 2D. I mean, there's a Shinobi game as well, and you have this, which kind of looks similar in terms of like side-scrolling ninja fighting style. I'm sure there's an audience for this Ninja Gaiden game, but that's my point. That's my point. I'm sure there's an audience for all these games, but some gotta give. Some gotta give. So let's look one more time at like an article here that we got. So yeah, July already has some. Oh, it's kind of filling up too, but I'm mostly talking about the August window here. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid. Like this even doesn't even have all the. This doesn't even have a Mafia yet. Here the Shinobi game that I was talking about. I think that was at the State of Play. And Hell Is Us, Borderlands, Marathon. Okay, this one is not updated. I think the gameranx one is better. Thanks for the super chat there, Concert Citizen, as always. We need Metal Gear Solid 3 propaganda from JorRaptor so we can get a Metal Gear Solid 4 remake. It's kind of crazy. We can still not play Metal Gear Solid 4 on current gen hardware, right? I love that game. Really, really awesome. I love Metal Gear Rising as well. Tough as hell, but really, really fun. So yeah, we go to a list with games. We see Mafia here. There's also an Inazuma 11 game coming out. Metal Gear Solid, obviously. Oh yeah, the Kirby. Like, the Switch 2 titles have been added now too. Hell Is Us, Borderlands, Marathon. Again, there are going to be way more because these are the games that have an August or September date. But if we then do Control F Summer, that's when you see Dragon Drive. Oh, that's the Switch ARMS game. Again, Dying Light, FBC Firebreak, Frostpunk, Icelanders, I'm not sure what that is, the Lies of P DLC, Monument Valley 3, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Rematch, oh that's the new game from the Sifu makers, RoboCop is getting a DLC in the summer. I think my point is clear. It's gonna be crazy. Of course, let me know what games, or if there are any games that you will be picking up in the summer, and again, it will only get crazier. We will be following it, maybe we'll do an update video, and yeah, subscribe for that. Speak to you soon. Goodbye. Don't forget about Thrills Beyond Horizon. Does it have Aloy or not? I'm looking forward to the new Borderlands. Nice. Didn't know about the RoboCop DLC. That game was fantastic. Hey, Bully Bully. Good to see you. You're streaming live from Heaven's Gate. Oh my god. Kind of feels like that. Okay, wait. Let's see. Curtains.com. Are they like streaming the Skull and Bones Year 2 stuff? Oh yeah, they have a showcase. How long is this? Oh. There's a Skull and Bones showcase. We're watching it right here. They have something for the summer, of course. We don't have enough for the summer. I'm gonna kind of skip. Okay, they are already teasing what they're doing. Let's see. I don't really care about the updates to like the ships and stuff. I want to see what they are doing with the combat. Okay, that looks like a new weapon. Okay. Here, we will see kind of a roadmap in a moment. Wish they would do a Shadows Year 1 showcase. Wouldn't that be fun? Are they really doing it at the end of the... Oh, here. Okay. World Tiers, large Rogue Warlords.
We're introducing the Kraken. This beast will be massive, bigger than any other monster you've encountered in the past seasons. From dodging their tentacles to avoiding its speed attacks.
Okay, so far nothing interesting.
You-
Skull and Bones threatens to
You'll
release.
also be
for
able
Chrome.
to join the Hunters Guild and master
I don't see the Mega Fort. No, Rogue Warlords. Officers. Land combat. Okay, they already talked about it. So that will be coming in season 3. So that will be end of the year then, probably, right?
To help you combat this new layer of hostility, we are introducing something you've been asking for since our game's release. It's time for us to go big.
Okay, we're getting off the ship.
Playable light ships will be making their way
Oh,
into Scout
that's not
Coast
what we
this
wanted.
year, starting
Oh my god, I thought. Fall
In
2025.
Season 3, Guts and Glory coming this fall, the DMC company war intensifies and a rogue warlord profits from both sides, trafficking weapons and holding skilled officers captive for ransom. To defeat him, you need powerful reinforcements. Introducing Officers. Customize your crew with unique officers, each offering buffs like repair perks, increased damage, or faster sailing. You'll be able to add multiple officers to mix and match advantages to suit your playstyle.
These officers are scattered across the Indian Ocean, held captive by the rogue warlord. How you recruit them will tie into something many of you have been asking for since launch.
Are they doing it? Yeah. Oh, you can shoot? Zombies.
This is the year we'll be introducing land combat. We're introducing an exciting new feature that enhances your pirate experience, perfectly complementing your adventures on the high seas.
Okay. Is that all? Was that it?
Enhances your pirate.
At the end of the year, our final season, Eye of the Beast, brings the Year 2 saga to a breathtaking and thrilling conclusion.
Our final season. Are they gonna stop after that? It did not look good. It did not look good. I really got like... Now, Greedfall's combat felt great, but it kind of gave me those vibes. Nah. Now I will play that really, Kenny. Okay, I might get into it if the land combat is coming. I mean, Saber Knight. Why is he waiting so long to shoot? I was like... I don't know. I don't know. Is the combat turn-based radio? I mean, what? Yeah. They should have, like, if it was like really big, they probably would have led with it, right? But it's not such a small part. They only talked about it for a few seconds. Oh, that was it. I mean, I'm happy for people that are playing this game because it does feel like way more than usually a game like this gets. With, like, if this was not Ubisoft making it, this game would have been shut down in a few weeks after launch. But hey, they're still supporting it, and props to them. Props to them. Of course, I do think they are probably like, yo, we have the Black Flag remake probably coming at the end of this year, right? maybe we can convert some of those people that will be playing that to this multiplayer game. So having land combat then, etc. will be exciting. But to have, so I really thought, oh yeah, I have a skill tree. I really thought that it really feels like it's just one mission or like 2 missions. They obviously can't really make a game around it. So yeah, you will probably still be sailing a lot. I don't know. Maybe I probably should not have expected more than that, but happy for the people that are playing it, I guess. No shipboarding still. Oh yeah. We will see your, yeah, Kenny. I mean, you probably have some other things to play at the end of the year. Midnight Suns combat. I mean, that was pretty good. I did not see no cards. Sailor says, loved Greedfall. Me too. Me too. Turn-based. Speaking of turn-based, of course, Greedfall 2 has the turn-based combat now. What did I miss? I just tuned in. We talked about Summer Game Fest. About the PlayStation or like the Summer of Death, like the amount of games coming in summer. Talked about a lot of other things, Far Cry and stuff. And we just watched the Skull and Bones Year 2 showcase thingy. That, yeah, I guess some people are probably excited about. I'm happy for those people. But, hey. They're pushing it again. If you go to the Ubisoft page right now, Skull and Bones is #1. But yeah, if this is gonna turn the ship around, I don't know. It didn't look that great. Oh yeah, Greedfall 2 changing comments was a huge mistake, yeah. They should have just, if they were gonna do a turn-based game, make a completely new IP. LOL, officers with different stats, this all in Pirate Yakuza. That's crazy, that's crazy. Doom in 1 month, I cannot wait. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Did you watch the previews, Kenny? I have not really watched a lot of it. I'm in already. So, snagged this for $10 a few months back. Digital Lion, did you like it? Was it worth the $10? To be fair though, you could like play a free trial for 7 hours, so you probably could have done that and saved the money. Yeah, Saber Knight, of course. If you can insert a dad joke, I would. But thanks all for watching. That was the Monday stream for today. I'm sure with the coming months we will get more exciting news to go over, so we will be discussing that, of course, here. Thanks for joining as always, and I will speak to you very, very soon. So many ship puns. There are way too many. The ship has sailed for Skull and Bones. Okay. Goodbye, guys.